This is John Blansett. I'm going to be doing the revised recursive bisect. So I went ahead and opened a new notebook. I'm just going to be copy and pasting some of this logic out of here because it is an agile iteration, so I'll try to keep as much of it as I can. But since the indentation gets funky on this, I figured I would just start with a new notebook. All right, we're going to need all of this. We'll come back to that. All right, now we're going to define our function with a def statement. It's going to be a minimum or min fixed payment. We are going to pass it 4 parameters. The lower, the upper bound, the original balance, and the epsilon value for our threshold. This way, as when we go through to adjust the upper and lower bounds, we can actually make our recursive call in that decision tree. All right, the first thing we need to test is if we've actually reached our threshold. So we'll test to see if we are within the threshold with an if statement. All right, now we'll test the value here. So if the difference between the upper and lower bounds is at our threshold value or is less than or equal to our epsilon value, then we know that we've hit our minimum payment and we can exit out. Otherwise, we'll carry on through the rest of the function. All right, this is where we're going to set our fixed payment. We want to be outside of this if statement. We set our balance. And we'll go ahead and take the rest of this too. All right, and so we're gonna have to change. We'll have to change our test here. Here's where we'll, instead of changing our lower bound here, we're going to have to actually call, this is where our recursive statement is going to have to go. So we'll actually make our reference back to the same function in order to adjust our low and high. So this is what we'll return. So if it's greater than, we're gonna have to return our fixed payment. Our upper bound, our original balance, and epsilon. Otherwise, it's pretty close to the same, but we're gonna have to swap these. I'll have to, well, that's spelled wrong. Brr. This will be where my fixed payment and my lower bound. Okay. Looks like I forgot my call here. And lastly, we'll put in the call to the function itself. And in this, we'll have to call, well, I actually want to assign it to my fixed payment variable. Got ahead of myself. Like I was saying earlier, since we're calling this function, assigning the return value to the fixed payment variable, we need to pass it the same footprint or parameters that it shows, which is the lower, upper, original, and in that order. So we're gonna just use all the same names. And I believe that's it. So let's see. Let's try and see. Oh, well, there you have it. It works.